I was willing to put in the extra work.
Sure enough, it hits my bat.
They do it the right way. They don't take shortcuts. They don't make excuses.
The glamorous part of the game, Sammy, as you know, is winning championships.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hey Bucket Live. I'm your host, Sammy Glantz, and this week we have on a very special guest, Leilua. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so you grew up probably 15, 20 minutes away from Long Beach City College in Hawthorne, and so now you're an assistant hitting coach there. What's that like, just working every day with all these girls and, just being able to give back to your community?
It's definitely a privilege to be able to come back and to teach the girls that are in my area is a blessing. And I've learned so much, and I've, become such a different person for that. And, I'm still continuing to grow and to learn about the game as well, especially as a coach. It's different being a player, just being able to do it rather than being a coach and teaching how to do it. I think that's the best part, to just learn. I think that's what I've, thrive to learn, is to be able to learn different ways how to do different things. Or, the biggest thing I learned is that not everybody is as, not everybody is me. So I had to, kind of look at different perspectives to, paths and programs for different players, in order to be their best versions of themselves, rather than just trying to follow my footsteps, and I think that was a great experience, and it's still a great experience, and I'm still learning in the coaching aspect. And it's nice to be able to have mentors around you who have been doing this for a very long time. And just being able to do that is amazing. And to be able to give back in my hometown is definitely awesome too. So yeah.
That's just so amazing. I'm so happy that they have you as a mentor, because you've just learned so much, as you said, throughout your entire career, and you've just been through everything. So that's so amazing that they have you to look up to. Who was one of your biggest mentors growing up?
Honestly, I my dad was, and that was, I didn't have a particular softball player that I really looked up to. I just love being in that atmosphere of being around great players in general. But I was always taught to just, pave my own path, and, pave the best path I could, pave in. So I think that's the biggest thing for me. And that's what my dad taught me, was just to be, my own self, and just being able to be the best version of myself. I just loved for example, when playing in Pac-12, being able to play big teams like UCLA and Arizona and all that stuff, that is what, just being able to do that was awesome to me, to observe that, such greatness, playing against the greatest and with the greatest was just the experience itself is what I looked forward to, and looked up to as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think from our standpoint, just being there and just being around greatness, that's what drove me too, was just trying to be better than them, and that's just what'll just drive you as an athlete. I think that's just the competitor in us. But I remember, just sharing memories with you. We were kind of a similar catcher, designated player type, and I just remember being so thankful to have you around, and your dad. I think our dads kind of became close, and we would just all, chill out, go to practice together, and I'm forever grateful for all and being able to hang out with you guys. We always had such a good time. So it's just been, such a privilege to be able to watch you, grow into such an incredible lady and athlete. So I'm super proud of you.
Thank you. You as well. I'm so just shocked that I was like, oh my God, it's Sam. I can't
It's
wait.
so
But this, I'm definitely thankful for the journey that I've gone through, and the people that I've met throughout my journey is definitely a blessing. And just being able to accomplish the things that I've accomplished is a privilege. And, the things that I've did accomplish was never planned. I was just wanted to play softball, and so it's the same thing with me being recruited. I never, and before I even got my first letter, I just played softball. It was just more like, oh, it's cool. Like, I really like this thing. It's pretty cool. And when I got my first letter, it's like, wow, college is an option. That's crazy. I didn't even come across my head. Like, I didn't even, think it was going to be possible. But being looking at that first letter it gave me a stepping stone of just, that's an open door. That's the opportunity, of course, that, um, which, in my family, that I was the first. So I was just being able to, like, yeah, this is awesome. I get to experience the college, this thing called the dorms, and, like, just being able to have that social life was pretty cool, and having that foundation was awesome.
It's so incredible. So now going forward, you've finished off your career. You finished with 70 home runs, by the way, which is absolutely unbelievable. And now you started your own brand, Fa Swings. Can you tell us a little bit more about how that all got started and what you're trying to accomplish with your brand?
Yeah, so so it just really simply started from my hitting lessons, and I just decided to, what, I want these girls, I want them to, I really want them to make them feel special, and I wanted to have, like, somewhat of something like, yeah, this is cool, something, small goals for them to look forward to. And I think, let's I wanted to make a brand. I've always wanted to make a brand. I just didn't know what. And so I think um the planning these lessons and whatnot was the best opportunity to do so. And I looked at it as an opportunity, and I was like, you know what, let's just see if I can make some gear for my girls. And so it slowly became, Fall Swings. And I was, deciding what type of the name I wanted to name it. And so Fall Swings came about, and I just decided to, you know, put a little pizzazz to the brand, and so I was like, okay, cool. I wanted to make certain colors for my girls only. So, like, for example, my students only have green, so olive green, and they would get this shirt once they have this lesson with me. And so, cool. But for people who would want the gear, would have to receive a different color. So it's like, it was like something that they get to look forward to. And so each of my girls have goals that I set with them individually. And so once they've accomplished that goal, they get a hat or a sticker, Fall Swings, and kind of just putting it on their helmet saying that, yeah, I've accomplished this. And, just small goals in order for them to accomplish the big picture. And so I think that's what, and it just slowly kind of just took one step at a time. And it is what it is today. And I'm, very thankful for that. Especially, I'm more thankful to my students as well, and just being able to be themselves. And it's so awesome to see, as a coach, to look back at their journey and just being able to see them accomplish their goals. And it's like, wow, they're great. And it's like getting great results, and just being able to do that is awesome. But I think the best part is just being a mentor in general. I learn more about them than what I am as a coach, especially. So I just, I love it. And Fall Swings is now becoming, I'm going to be dropping merch in a couple of weeks. So I'll
Hey,
be posting about that soon. And I'm very excited.
where can everyone find your gear?
So you can, I definitely be dropping on my Instagram. So Leilua 18, and I will be having pre-orders at fallswings@gmail.com. But you'll definitely see it on my social media, and there will definitely be the information there. So yeah, I'm definitely
Hell yeah, I'm
excited.
so excited for you. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I love, like, the little, like, exclusive club for all of your hitters and your students, and that's super cool. They can just add a little sticker, like a little badge of honor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So being a hitting coach though, like what's the biggest thing that, because not everyone's gonna be able to hit like you. I was thinking about that too. Like I wish I had like your raw strength and your ability to just, put your bat on it and it's probably gonna go out, right? But like
Mhm.
what's the big about your coaching style, and like how are you able to kind of, cater towards each of your students?
Well, my biggest goal that I wanted to do was to, you know, preach about was to not change their swing. Is more so looking at it is to improve it, and to give them X amount of drills, and to see what they feel comfortable with. And I always tell them, sometimes you may not be comfortable with certain drills to make certain adjustments or break bad habits and whatnot. But I think um, what I try to do is try to individualize my students as much as possible and to drift away from the cookie cutter programs. And just, I think that's the biggest part, especially falling to the philosophy that I preach is to be their own authentic self. And so I think this is the biggest thing that I see that's very common in my philosophy. And what I teach to my girls is to be, is to what, as I coach them, is to be individualized. And I don't really put them under certain categories or, oh, this is you're like this swing, you're like that swing. And it's like, no, every swing is different. And as well as the players, and I didn't, um, I wanted to be able to individualize that. And so, yeah, is to just to have their own swing.
Hmm.
And that
Hmm.
was
I
challenging
love.
because not all girls didn't have like the strength. And so I was like, that's what I quickly realized. It's like, okay, what can I do to make them feel like they're as strong? And so
Mhm.
that's when I started to work on power stuff from the legs, the kinetic chain, and just being able to study all the biometrics and the technology into the swings now. I mean, technology has definitely took a great toll in the softball world, and I love that though too. So it's great exposure for recruiting too.
Yeah, would you say that you're able to kind of like use analytics and like use data like that type of stuff to incorporate and integrate into your philosophy and your hitting approach?
Absolutely. I have so like for example, Rapsodo. I'm sure you've heard of it. Rapsodo has definitely given us a different perspective, something that we can't necessarily see with the naked eye. So being able to have that technology and having the girls go through it and see for themselves like, oh wow, oh really, that's what I do, that's cool, like, and having them to look at their own swings is also great because I know that I'm not going to be their coach for the rest of their life, so I want to be able to lay out the foundation so that potentially if they ever go through a slump they can just rely on those drills, or they can rely on the results they got from Rapsodo, or just being able to study their own swing and to be able to make their own adjustments. I feel as though I did my job. I think that's the biggest thing that I try to reach for, my biggest goal for these students.
Hmm. Set them up for success, so when they go off to college, they're ready for it.
Exactly.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well, I'm really happy that they get to have you as their mentor and you to be able to guide them through everything. So
Thank
that's
you.
super awesome. Well, before we let you go, we have a little Hey Bucket special. So we have a speed round for you. I'll ask you 3 quick questions and we'll see what you got. You ready?
Okay. All right, here we go.
All right. First one. You've hit 70 home runs in college with
Okay.
incredible bat flip. Do you have a favorite home run that you could tell us about?
I think back to back walk offs.
Mm.
I think that was the biggest moment of my life that I've ever accomplished. Consistency is key, and it's being consistent in this sport is hard. So, and so being able to do that, it was like incredible to me. I was just the whole, just energy. I can't even explain it. Just being able to come home and see my teammates being hyped and looking into the crowd is just like, heck yeah, that was, I think that's one of the biggest moments and best um, moments of my life is just going through that.
Unbelievable. Was it against the same team twice, or what was that?
No, actually, it was two different teams. I think I forgot the second team, but it was two different teams. I know that for sure. And it was just one of those days where like we were kind of just trying to grind through and grit through like certain hits, like just being scrappy as we could just to get each point, each score. It was just that's the fun part, that I really enjoy, is just being competitive in general. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and the
I love it.
talks and the singing and the cheers, and it's like, yeah, it gets pretty rowdy at points where it's like, oh god, here we go, like,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
No, nothing like it. And just coming up and being clutch in those big moments, like that's so special that you were able to do that for your team. So
yeah,
it's so sick. All right,
it was
question
fun.
number 2. What was your favorite part about living in the South?
uh just being able to have that family atmosphere. Everybody was very friendly, and I love that part. It was just like being able to see your poster everywhere, like in a small town in general, is what made it that family atmosphere. Everybody knew everybody, so I think that was the best part about being in the South.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, nothing like it. Like especially going from the Pac to the SEC, I'm sure
Mhm.
you saw like so many differences between that.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
All right, last one. What was your walk-up song senior year? I'm just really curious because you have such great taste in
Oh,
music. So
thanks. Man, I think one of them was a reggae song. I couldn't even. I barely a reggae song, and then one was like a, kind of like a hip hop, typical hip hop kind of
Mhm,
beat. Kind of just like I didn't only do it for myself. Anytime I
mhm.
picked walk up songs, I did it for the people in the stands, especially for kids like our age. Just to get them hyped, getting into the groove. Like, yeah, this is they're not only looking at me going into the box, but they're coming with me, going to the box, especially with my fans and stuff. So I think that was, I just don't know, man. I had a lot, to be honest. I had a lot.
What
I would
what
fluctuate.
would be your walk-up song right now if you had one?
Oh man.
It's hard. It's not an easy question. I'm putting you on the
Right.
spot.
Man. Something in Beyonce, because who can go wrong with Beyonce? Honestly,
Yeah, yeah.
Made Forever, maybe, potentially. I
Mhm.
don't know,
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah,
but she
7-Eleven
she gets
Beyonce,
very,
that could be pretty hype.
yeah, she gets very much fierce. So I really like that. So, you know, yeah, I think that would be my song, "Mood Forever" by Beyonce.
I like it. I like it. Well, there you guys go. There you go. Walk-up songs by Fa.
Thank
Get you
you.
guys ready. Get her pumped. Well, thank you so much for coming on and catching up, Fa. It was so great to be able to talk to you again. And thank you so much for all the advice that you gave. And I'm sure everyone is well informed now of your story and what it's really like, playing college ball. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. Sam, it was great catching up with you. Definitely happy with where you're at, and I'm definitely excited to see where the future may hold for the both of us. So, thank you for having me.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm your host, Sammy Glantz. For more content like this, be sure to check out fastpitchfilms.com. See you guys next time.